Welcome to the Doc G Show, a radio show cluster. Without further ado, critics have said he has the face for radio and a voice for silent films. Your host, Ben Doc G Gordon.
And we are on the air. Welcome to Doc G Show. I'm your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus Fernicus, Cherry Poppin' Daddy, Charette.
Say what? Doc G, what's up, sir? How's it going?
Oh, gosh, I'm going through the ringer, Mike.
Oh, yeah. Those students.
The ringer of my other job.
Yeah, my God. I can't wait till the podcast pops off. We don't have to do this job
Exactly. Once we become famous podcasters.
Exactly.
That's one of my favorite. I don't know, Mike, if you ever watch Family Guy.
No.
There's a Family Guy where they covered spoofed Star Wars, but it's two stormtroopers talking to each other, and they're talking about how crappy their boss is at the Death Star. And he's like, yeah, he said, I was leaning all day. Can you believe that? Leaning on the rail. And the other guy's like, yeah, don't worry about it. This won't matter when we're both famous singers. Yeah. It's us, Mike. We're going to be famous podcasters.
Love it.
We're going to be famous podcasters.
We'll be there. We'll get there.
Mike, is everything going well with you?
Yeah, everything's going great, Doc G. You know what? I forgot to ask you. I've been actually meaning to text you this and ask you, but
okay.
How are the slippers?
I had to cancel them, Mike. They were taking too long. But don't worry. I'm going to get there.
Okay. All right.
Goal of the summer. I will be a slipper man. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It will happen.
They're tough to wear during the summer. I'll try to force it, but it's really hard, man. It gets hot.
No. My feet get cold. I have bad circulation.
Really?
It would be fine.
Okay.
I can do it. I can do it. Plus, I've already got to that old man age where, like in Seinfeld, old people like to act like it's cold even when it's hot. I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
It's fine.
All right.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. But Mike, I got one thing. I guess that I wanted to chat about here. I saw something that disturbed me a little bit in my house the other day. So I came in to my house. I came into the kitchen, Mike, and there was a roach on the ground.
Ew.
Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. But I guess you'd probably agree with this. It was good because he was on his back and he was slowly dying. Have you ever came up on one that's doing that?
Oh yeah, man. I grew up in a house that was built in like 1910. I was very familiar with all the roach types of
He
death.
just comes in and you got that. Yeah, he's on his back and he's got like three legs
He's got
moving.
a leg just twitching.
Yeah, yeah. And I was like, initially, I was like, well, this is good, because like you said, they're pretty damn gross.
Yeah, they are.
And I was like, it'd be way worse if he was crawling all over my wall going bananas, because that's really gross when they're skedaddling and then their little antennae are going every which way. Just gross,
Yeah.
But then I started thinking about it, Mike, and I started thinking about the old canary in a coal mine situation. You know the canary in a coal mine, Mike?
No, I don't.
So, Mike, that was a real thing. Have you heard of that saying before? Canary in a coal mine?
I have heard the saying.
Yeah. So, back in the day, right, in the early 1900s, coal miners, they'd go down into coal mines and they'd bring a canary. Mm-hmm. They'd have a little cage with a canary in it. And the canary was a sentinel animal, meaning that it would give us a heads up, right? If there was too much poisonous gas in the coal mine, that canary would die. All of a sudden, instead of making noise and bouncing around in its cage, they'd look over and it'd just be on the ground.
Is a canary a bird? That's a bird, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Little teeny bird.
Gotcha.
Little tweety bird, right?
Gotcha.
Makes little tweets. It's usually yellow. It's very colorful, Mike.
Right.
But yeah, if they looked over and they see the canary is dead, heads up, they got to get out of there, right? They know, oh my God, pretty horrible. Which I was thinking about that in general, and I got to say, I'd be pretty bummed if I was the canary that got stuck with coal mining duty. What? Oh, God. I gotta go down there in my little cage? Ah, it's lame.
Yeah,
Right?
it sucks. Ugh.
I mean, first of all, a horrible work environment.
Yeah.
Second of all, not a good mortality rate with that job, gotta say.
Yeah.
But that's what I started thinking about, Mike. And back to my roach. Roaches are known as like the most indestructible organism ever.
Yeah.
You hear that all the time, you know? You hear like, oh, if there was a nuclear holocaust, nothing would survive except for roaches.
So true.
Now, I'm in my kitchen looking down at this roach that has died in my house. And I was like, what am I doing in my house that makes it so inhospitable that roaches are dying left and right? That's probably
It's not good enough for you.
Exactly. Well, like I was like, what? Are there chemicals? Is he being the canary in my coal mine? Should I run out of here? You know, I was a little concerned. Mike. But you know what? That led me to my second thought. We need a listening canary for this show.
We do.
We don't have a live studio audience, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So we need a canary. We need one listener to come on the show, and during the show, we'll just keep watch.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
They're like a vibe checker.
Yeah.
Hey, the vibe's going down, guys. The vibe's going down. We got to bring it up.
Exactly. If we look over and the canary is dead, we're like, oh, no. Oh, we talked too much about bidets. Get off bidets. Go. You know? Obviously, we need to talk more about Taco Bell. We'll go into Taco Bell, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So, Mike, I'm guessing sort of like the canary in the coal mine, it's high volatility, you know?
Oh, yeah.
We'll probably need to replace the canary every week.
Mm-hmm.
And we probably shouldn't advertise the high mortality rate in our listener either.
Well, maybe not every week. You know, yeah, we have good Taco Bell weeks. You know,
we can hang on to one or two.
We have 2 weeks in a row at least.
They'll leave the show being like, okay, they survived. Good week. They're still alive, everybody. But Mike, until we find a suitable canary,
Yeah.
are you ready to fire up the show?
Let's fire up this show, Doc G.
All 3 engines up and burning. 2, 1, 0, and lift off.
Mike, we've got a good show. We've got a petite show this week.
Word.
Mm-hmm.
A small show.
Small show.
Word.
Condensed. We don't have the full elaborate 2-hour. We've got a 1 hour.
Mm-hmm.
So we got some stuff to get in, Mike.
We do.
And we have a fantastic guest. We have none other than Mike Harris of the great band Old Crow Medicine Show. Fantastic. Mike, you're familiar with their smash hit. I'm sure you are. Wagon Wheel.
Wagon Wheel.
You know Wagon Wheel?
You sounds familiar.
Darius Rucker did it.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Of course.
Yeah. They were the ones that actually wrote it, though.
Oh, okay.
It was their song first. Yeah. Yeah. Now, I will say, warning to the listeners, they were on tour when we did this interview. And he was out in the middle of nowhere. Mike was doing the best he could. Mike Harris, not this Mike that's with me now. He's doing.
I was
the best.
also doing the best I could.
He's doing the best he can, but not in this interview. This interview, I think he was somewhere out in like Idaho, I think. So it's. I'm not gonna lie, the connection was a little rough. There are some spots with a little delay, listener. So it's not atrocious, but he did fantastic. It was a great interview. I'm just saying, audio wise. Don't shoot the messenger, guys. Okay? Yeah. Blame the internet. Blame the internet companies. Anywho, Mike, it's a great interview. We need to get to it. But first, we need to start where we start.
Birthday suit.
Happy birthday, Mr. President.
That is correct. Mike,
What?
like 70%?
Okay.
Here's the condensed clue. He's a hip-hop artist with albums such as Rodeo and Astro World, He has 2 children with
Travis Scott.
Kylie Jenner. Yes, that's correct.
Yeah.
There we go. Travis Scott. I don't think I got to the Kylie Jenner. Was it the Astro World that got you?
Yeah. He's got the.
Did you think
show.
of? Did you think of the horrible festival where several people died?
Yeah, Astro World. I mean, that's kind of what you think about now when you hear that.
Can't really get around it.
Yeah,
That's not
it's
good.
Unfortunate.
Not good at all, Mike. Not good at all. 2 kids with Kylie Jenner. You know.
Yeah.
I sort of wonder too how Travis feels about Timothy Chalamet. You know. What do you think? You think there's like a psh? Because I mean that's his baby mama there. You know. He's got 2 kids with Kylie. You know, now she's out there. I mean, they broke up. They broke up in 2023.
I mean, it's hard to say. You know, I guess guys can go both ways when with ex-girlfriend, new boyfriend.
Well, he seems like he's a little bit attached, you know, because I mean, they had kids 5 years apart, and they separated there somewhere in between those 2 kids. So, you know, I'm thinking he's out there making slights about Timothy Chalamet, you know. Plus, he's too much of a young buck still. I feel like he still cares, even though he's like, what is he? He's 34. He's turning 34. That Travis Scott.
So you think Travis Scott still cares about who his ex dates?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I think so. You know, I feel like that probably goes by the wayside at like 40. You stop giving a at 40.
Yeah.
You're like, whatever. I don't care. I'm still alive. It's fine. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I think 30, 40. I think 30 is a good age to stop giving a
Okay.
I think before 30. But
Right.
I don't know. Everybody's different, man. I get over things quickly.
Well, Travis Scott, who knows? Who knows?
Yeah, it's true.
Turning 34, he's got pretty good things going. So good for Travis. So happy birthday, Travis. Mike, are you ready to rip some headlines?
Let's rip some headlines, Doc G.
It's now time for Rip from the Headlines.
Mike, I got a headline from Forbes. What net worth puts you in the top 1%, 5%, and 10% of Americans?
Thought you were going to say the world, and I know that answer.
What's that?
Well, I know at least the top 1% of the world is like $30K US dollars per year.
Woo! I'm in the 1% of the world, Mike.
Same. Let's go.
Let's get that. Nice. Now, do you want to take a gander and bet we're not in the 1% of Americans?
Yeah, I think it's got to be like 3-4 million per year, right? Something stupid like that.
Got to go higher than that, Mike.
Higher than that. Oh goodness. 20 mil a year.
Okay, you went a little too high.
Too high, okay.
11.6 to 13.7.
Oh.
That's yes. I'm not getting that, Mike. Now, if you want to get in the top 0.1%, 62 million.
62 million.
62 million. I don't
per
think
year.
I'm hitting any of these, Mike.
Yeah, it's a
Not getting that.
Yeah.
Mike, I don't know if I'm in the top 50%, honestly, in America. I don't know.
I don't know where I am.
Don't know.
Good.
Nope.
Now, Mike, I've got a headline here from People.
This
is, quote, Eva Longoria shows us why 50 is the new 30s. Mike, that means I'm in my 20s. And you're still in your teens, my friend.
Yes.
That is nice.
Thank you,
Enjoy
Eva.
your teens while you can, Mike. It only happens apparently twice now, so that's good. Woohoo! That is nice. Mike, I'm going to say I read this article, and basically she's just partying like she doesn't give a so.
Oh, okay. That's what it is.
That's what makes you your 30s. She was out on a yacht in Miami. So if you've got money, yacht money, you can feel like you're still in your 30s.
Okay, all right.
Which again, I don't have yacht money, so I'm not gonna feel like that.
I think for me right now, it's like the other way. I feel like I'm in my 60s. That's where
Guess
I'm
what?
at. I'm a
The
little
30s are the new 60s.
Maybe it fluctuates. I'll get to like a certain age, and I don't know. Tax bracket.
I was about to say, get that tax bracket, Mike.
Yeah,
get
that's
that
what it
tax
is.
bracket. Mike, I got one from the Taste of Home. Little food topic for us here. So the headline, McDonald's just dropped McCrispy strips.
Word.
Here's everything we know. Mike, I like how they made the title of this article sound like World War I just ended. Here's everything we know, guys. It's chicken. That's what we know. I'm going to be honest. It's probably underwhelming would be my guess. I mean, And would I eat them? Yes.
Yes.
Am I that intrigued to know all the details? Not so much.
Nope.
This is going to be more of a bad decision late at night. Is when you're getting some McCrispy strips.
Yeah.
Nobody's getting those with a happy mindset. Not going on.
You know what? I would be happy if I knew that they were, and this is kind of random, but 50% bread and then 50% chicken. That's what I would like. That's the ratio that I would get excited for.
Let's cut down on the chicken. We don't need as much of that. We know what we're getting with McDonald's.
We want crispy chicken.
Just give us more of the fried stuff. Come on now. I definitely agree with you, Mike. I mean, if you're going with somebody that's got a little bit of reputation with chicken, maybe a little bit higher.
Yeah.
But when we're talking McDonald's, we don't need that.
No.
We don't need that. Mike, I've got a headline here from Travel and Leisure, or Leisure, depending on how you want to say it. Quote, I've stayed at nearly every resort in Aruba. This is the one I can't stop thinking about.
Top 1%er over here.
Well, I was about to say,
Aruba.
Apparently this article was written by a braggart, Mike. Jeez.
Gross.
30. So in the article, she says she's been to Aruba over 30 times, and I stopped reading after that because I was like, okay, cool. You know how many times I've been to Aruba? Jacqueline Dole, 0. 0 times. Would I like to? Yes. Would I? Do I plan on going anytime soon? Not really. No. Mike, you got that on your schedule?
Aruba?
Yeah.
Is that in Jamaica?
No.
No.
You're just thinking. You're just thinking of
song.
Jamaica because yes, I was about to say
The song, yeah.
Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I wanna take you. Yeah.
So it's not Aruba, Jamaica. Ooh, I want to take.
No, it's right off Venezuela, so it's in the Caribbean.
I'm nervous of pirates, so you know what? You can keep your Aruba.
I mean, it seems like a pretty nice place, Mike. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
But me and traveling, I don't know. It seems like a lot.
Yeah.
It seems like a lot. I don't even know. I don't know how to pronounce the place that she's going. She's going to like Bucuti and Terra. I'm probably saying that completely wrong, Mike. It's Bucuti and Terra Beach Resort. So, I mean, does that sound right? Bucuti?
I don't know, man.
I don't know.
I have no idea.
But just so you know, if you do plan on going there, adults only. So you'll have to schedule something with your daughter. Leave her with me. I'm a very good caretaker, and then head on down to.
Yeah, roaches in your place, bro. No way. Get out of here.
She'll be my new canary. Oh, Mike, your kid died. Something went wrong in my house.
All right. Well, we only have 3 days left of this Aruba vacation.
We're gonna settle this once I get back.
Hopefully, the pirates don't get us on the way back.
Oh no, Mike. Let's see here. What else do I have in the headline section here? I do have this headline here from the San Francisco Chronicle. So here's the headline. This top 100 San Francisco pizzeria is now making slices with Asian American flavors.
Word.
Mike, I got to ask, San Francisco Chronicle, we had this problem with their strip club article last week. They're not very definitive in their title, and I can't tell if they're saying this top 100 in San Francisco pizzeria, because that's pretty low. If we're saying just in San Francisco, 100's pretty bad, you know?
Mm-hmm.
If they're saying in America, that's pretty good.
Yeah.
If they're saying the world, that's really good. I'm going to need to know where we're talking top 100, Mike.
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
true. Very true. Very true.
Now, the other thing there, Mike, I don't know. Are you a guy that likes the non-Italian style pizza?
What would
Do you like, like getting things out that aren't your typical Italian toppings? So you're
like buffalo chicken or something?
Right. Barbecue chicken, ham, and pineapple for those weird sick freaks,
I used to crush barbecue chicken on pizza, but not really. It's not my go-to. No way.
Okay.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it's a fun novelty, like once or twice.
Yeah.
And then you're like, you know what? I've had enough of this.
Yeah, it's weird.
Let's get the real stuff.
For sure.
You ever hit up Mellow Mushroom?
No, I never went to Mellow Mushroom.
Oh,
we
man.
have one though. I think we have one here.
There's definitely one. They're everywhere, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
They're talk about a novelty pizza though. They have all kinds of ridiculous pizzas there. They go. I remember I had a potato pizza there at one point in time.
Yeah.
It was like, yeah. And actually, my friend Brandon just reminded me of it the other day when we were hanging out.
Potato pizza.
Yeah, he was like, you remember that potato pizza? And like I had, completely took it out of my memory. And I was like, you know what? Now that you mention it, yes, I do. And it's pretty good.
Yeah.
But they got all kinds of like because they're like they play on the idea of being like a stoner's pizza, Mike.
Mm.
And so they've got like I'm looking right now on their menu. They got the old Taco Nirvana beef pizza. Starts with zesty enchilada sauce, topped with beef, melty mozzarella, green peppers, onions, tomatoes, finished with fresh cilantro and a spicy ranch swirl, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah. So they go for all gimmicky pizza
Weird.
there. I completely took a side turn into Mellow Mushroom when I should have been talking about the place in San Francisco. I apologize.
Yeah, what are they doing, man?
I apologize, Mike. I don't know because San Francisco Chronicle told me to pay for the article, and I was like, I'm not doing that, San Francisco Chronicle.
No way.
So,
you know what I thought you were going to say, though? I thought you were going to say San Francisco, this pizza spot, is now offering half slices. I don't know why my mind went there, but what an interesting, you buy
saving money.
You buy a pizza slice that's just like this tiny little slice.
They're trying to compete with the $5 strip club buffet, Mike.
Yeah, that's
they gotta compete, and guess what? They can't. Nothing beats fried chicken from the strip club. It's the best. But Mike, we need to take a break. We are going to be right back here on the Doc G Show. And we are back here on the Doc G Show. Spinnaker Radio, WSKRLP 95.5 FM in Jacksonville, Florida. Mike, what do the listeners need to do?
Well, Doc G, if the listeners feel like the show is a positive way to waste their time, they should please subscribe to the show wherever they consume their podcast. We are everywhere. And then also, listeners, please, if you have a friend that has Spotify, grab their phone out of their hand without asking, search for the Doc G Show, follow the show, and then hand it back to them politely.
And, I mean, if you're that good of a Doc G Show listener, when they ask you, what are you doing? Just be like, I'm the canary in the coal mine, No, they'll get it. Once you subscribe them to the show, they'll get it.
They will.
They'll get it. Mike, we need to thank the regular listeners.
We do.
I'm not. I'm overextended, Mike. I'm not even going to try to go fast here. We're going to just cruise through these. Here we go.
Shoutouts.
Shout out to Genoa, Italy, Richardson, Texas, Barcelona, Spain, Winfield, West Virginia, Biloxi, Mississippi, Tulsa, Oklahoma, Peoria, Illinois, Katy, Texas, Tom Rivers, New Jersey, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Asheville, North Carolina, Los Angeles, California, Spartanburg, South Carolina, Athens, Georgia, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, Chicago, Illinois, Boynton, Virginia, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, Columbus, Ohio, Falkenstein, Germany, Jacksonville, Florida, Columbia, South Carolina, Radford, Virginia, Gainesville, Florida, Frankfurt, Germany, Fort Worth, Texas, Phoenix, Arizona, Anoka, Minnesota, Ashburn, Virginia, Piracai, Brazil, San Diego, California, Dublin, Ireland, Boardman, Oregon.
Shoutouts.
Mike, that was not good. That was slow. In the middle of it, I was tripping over all of those. It was like my eyes were not going as fast as my brain. One of the two was not connected. Our regulars deserve better, Mike. Our regulars deserve better. I'm sorry, guys.
Did a great job, Doctor. You know.
Thank you. Thank you for being the positive.
It's tough.
Thank you for being the positive Pat. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
4-star listens. Here we go, Mike. Portland, Oregon. Thank you, Portland. Portland's been regular, Mike.
Nice.
And I like it. I like it, Portland. Shout out to Atlanta, Georgia. Getting it. Miami, Florida. By the way, Portland, you got 4 weeks. 4 more weeks. If you can make it a month, you'll be right up there with your interstate rivals there, Boardman, Oregon. So, anywho, I don't know if they're rivals. I'd probably say they're not. But, I called them that.
No. All cities in Portland are friends.
Yeah, all in Oregon.
In Oregon, I'm sorry. Yeah.
About to say sub-cities of Portland. The
Portland is friends with every city, minus if the city is friends with them. Anyways,
let's get this right.
I don't know.
Atlanta, Georgia. Shout out to Hot Atlanta there. Shout out to Miami, Florida, and then right down the way, shout out to Hollywood, Florida, and then Mike. Altoona, Pennsylvania?
No, I don't.
Okay. I didn't know if you knew it. I thought maybe it might be around your way, your way of Pennsylvania,
Yeah, I don't really know a lot of Pennsylvania, geography. I know
It's not too far away. I'm looking at it right now. It's not too far away from Pittsburgh.
From Pittsburgh? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, shout out to whoever you are.
Blair County. Blair County is where Altoona is.
Is that like the Blair Witch Project?
Maybe. Sounds about right.
Cool.
You know what, Mike?
I'm into it.
2 things for next week. One, I've got to tell you about Altoona-style pizza.
Word.
Because when I looked up Altoona, I was like, what is that? And all of a sudden, Altoona-style pizza came up. And I was like, what? So apparently it's... I'll just give you the synopsis, Mike. It was created by the Altoona Hotel.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a Sicilian-style pizza dough. Oh, my God. And they use American cheese? Those sick bastards.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Oh, my God. And salami. Oh, my Lord. What the is this thing, Mike?
You know what? We don't need to follow up with this.
No, we are following up on this weird creation. This thing is, I am fun. You weirdos in Altoona. Thank you for listening to the show. You've got some weird pizza. Prineville, Oregon, Mike. Prineville. Weaverville, North Carolina. Middletown, Ohio. Sao Paulo, Brazil. Memphis, Tennessee. Sumter, South Carolina, Ho Chi Minh, Vietnam, Council Bluffs, Iowa, Paris, France, and lastly, Orlando.
Orlando.
Mike, we need to bust it open here. Previously on the Doc G Show.
Previously on the Doc G Show.
Previously on the Doc G Show. What do we got?
First off, Mike, salt on grapefruit. That's a thing.
That's a thing.
My mom does it.
Ew.
Now, it appears, Mike, the main reason, one of the biggest promoters of this concept, and it's been going on since World War II, the main promoters of putting salt on grapefruit seems a little suspect. Because one of the biggest promotions was from Morton's The Salt Company.
Word.
You know, little bias.
Yeah.
Little bias.
Big salt.
It's sort of like me when I'm like, you know what? You know who I've heard the best podcast is? The Doc G Show. It's nothing personal. I'm just saying it's the best.
Yeah.
There's nothing. A little bit suspect, Mike.
Yeah,
now, here's what apparently, though, it does. Apparently, the salt enhances the flavor by neutralizing the bitterness and the acidity. So it actually tastes sweeter without actually having to put sugar on it.
Okay. Gotcha.
And some say it also changes the water chemistry, making the fruit's fragrance more intense.
Word.
Now, I would suggest, Mike, doing a little salty-sweet combo, you know, if you're really trying to make that crappy fruit pop, you know? You put a little sugar and salt in there, now you're really talking, you know?
Yeah, no.
Now you got like a honey-roasted peanut going on.
Okay,
That's some good stuff. Mike, I'm a sick freak. I might do it. I might do it tonight. You don't even know.
Hey, report back, please. Let me know how it goes, man. I don't know if I'll ever try it, but
it's going to be like Fear Factor. I'm going to do it.
Right, because you don't like grapefruit either, right?
I mean, I'm not Mike. I'll eat it. Again, I'm a disposal. I'll eat it, but it's not like I'm waking up in the morning saying, you know what I need? A grapefruit.
Okay.
That's never happened, Mike. I've
Yeah,
never
me
said
neither.
I need a grapefruit, but I've eaten it. And I've definitely eaten it under the idea that it's some other type of citrus, and then I eat it, and I'm like, no! Jesus Christ, I forgot how bitter this thing is, man. You know. Now, along with salt on grapefruit, Mike, we also had the topic of Wagyu.
Wagyu. Oh, yeah.
Now, Mike, I looked this up, and apparently I was wrong. So Wagyu, all it is, it's literally just the name for any Japanese cattle.
Okay.
Any Japanese cattle, Mike. Not a specific breed.
That's a fact.
Now, I mean, you could say it's a specific breed of all the breeds that are Japanese cattle, but it's not one breed. So there you go.
Gotcha. Okay. So
Now,
it's not like... Gotcha.
Essentially, there are 4 breeds on the market, Mike. 4 breeds that are seen as sort of like Wagyu, and these are they are also sometimes called as improved Wagyu, or they're crossbred with European cows. But that started way back in the 1800s. And those 4 categories are Japanese black, Japanese brown, but Japanese polled, and Japanese shorthorn. Those are the 4 breeds, Mike.
Okay.
Yeah, and those are also, like I said, known as improved Wagyu. Now, there are 2 purebred Wagyu breeds, but it seems like the 2 purebred Wagyu breeds are like at such a low level, like they basically never use them as actual meat. They're like barely existent as a breed of cattle. They're almost extinct, Mike. Yes, that would be the Mishima cattle and the Kuchinoshima cattle. Yes.
So they're not great to eat.
Well, I mean, they might be great to eat, but they just don't really ever use them as that. And I guess maybe they have a hard time breeding them. I don't know. But they just have very low levels of them.
Okay.
And I looked at a couple pictures of them. They look like some hardy, wiry cattle out there. You know? They're not looking like your big, fat old cattle out there. Now,
Oh, okay.
the Japanese black, Mike, the Japanese black have the highest level of marbling of the meat. That's the category that really
Right.
gets that white in there. And apparently they have a very high amount of monosaturated fats. Now, there are different farms that use different fattening processes with the cows, Mike, getting them fat, you know? So that's not, different Wagyu can have different processes of that. Again, all you got to do to have Wagyu is be one of the pure improved breeds there, and you're Wagyu.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Now, Wagyu is graded, Mike, on 15 levels. You have 15 different levels of Wagyu. You go from A5 to C1. The letter tells us the amount of yield from the cow, so literally how much you got. A being the highest yield, C being the lowest yield. And then 5 to 1, 5 being the highest quality, 1 being the lowest quality. How embarrassed would you be if you had some C1 Wagyu, Mike?
Not 1% there.
That's basically that's basically Taco Bell Wagyu right there.
Oh gosh, I'd be
eat
down.
it. I'll eat it. I'll eat it. Mike, that is Wagyu. How do you feel now?
Yeah, thank you so much for the all the information on Wagyu. I really appreciate it. Next time
Of
I'm
course.
at Costco, I'll see if there's a $400 Wagyu. I'll
Now, Mike, sometimes I've noticed.
scoop it up.
Sometimes I've noticed when we talk about something, it slides out the other side a couple weeks later. So I'm going to quiz you a little later. I'm going to bring.
It's already halfway out the other side right now.
No, Mike, you've got to retain it. You're retaining it.
Mike,
We're going to take a break. We are going to be right back with none other than Mike Harris from Old Crow Medicine Show right here on the Doc G Show. Welcome back to the show, everybody. We are very excited to be welcoming none other than the lead guitarist of Old Crow Medicine Show, who will be in Jacksonville, Florida, coming up, Mr. Mike Harris. Mike, how are you, sir?
Hey, man, I'm great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah. So this is about the fourth year anniversary of you being in the Old Crow Medicine Show.
That's exactly right, man. Have you done your homework?
I've done a little.
I love it. Yeah.
So how's the ride been?
Better than I could have hoped for, man. It's been awesome. This band is very unique in that it has provided me endless opportunities for growth and just kind of diversifying my bag of tricks as a musician and writer. I'm super grateful for all of that kind of stuff, and that's always the stuff that I point to the most. You know, I came to the band as primarily a guitarist, and they were like, "Great, man, that's really cool that you're good at one thing. What other 5 things can you be pretty good at?" And I was like, "Oh wow, I better step it up." So it's been very cool in that way. Not every gig is like that, you know.
Oh, definitely not. Definitely not. Well, but I mean, like, looking back, I saw, your dad was a mandolin player. You sort of grew up on sort of string music. So, I'm guessing it feels pretty good to be in what I would say a sort of a community standard of the string band family like Old Crow.
Yeah, I would too, man. It feels kind of crazy. And yeah, it definitely feels very full circle. I've been lucky to kind of be making a living one way or another, playing music for about 15 years now, and kind of been on a lot of different sides of Americana and folk and even some kind of indie stuff at times. And to end up in a old time string band like Old Crow, it feels very fitting given, that kind of history that I have. I was super lucky to grow up in a very musical household, not only from my dad, but from my mom as well. And also just super lucky that they had great taste in music. I was always surrounded by great records. I always say that like my earliest musical memory is a record called Old Train by a band called The Seldom Scene, which is still with me every month of my life. I listen to that record. And my mom was playing me good Supremes records and taking me to all kinds of fun shows. It was very lucky.
Nice. Just Diana Ross's, I think 81st birthday last week. Something.
Happy birthday.
81 or 82, I can't remember now, but yeah, I mean, for listeners, you mentioned there, for listeners that are unaware, you've had an interesting music career before Old Crow. I mean, you were in a band called the Apache Relay. You guys, I mean, you accomplished a lot in that band. And I gotta say, I was taking a look. People really love Katie Queen of Tennessee. That song has 30 million streams on Spotify.
Man, I didn't know. That's great to hear. I'm glad to hear that it resonates with people. That was a very fun band to be in, and we had a great time doing it. And a bunch of young college kids got together with a bunch of similar interests, and we had a great time in that band, man. That was a fun run.
Well, now after you were in Apache Relay, you played with Brent Cobb, and I heard you say that you were actually promoting concerts, and that's how you met Brent.
That's exactly right. Yeah.
Had you given up on like being a musician, or were you just like, oh, I got to get something in between these gigs?
Man, yeah, that's a great question. You know, I definitely had not given up on being a musician. I was really lucky when Apache Relay was breaking up, and I was just kind of like lost. You know, I was a lot younger. That was 10 years ago. It was the only real band I'd ever been in, and I had a lot of my identity tied up in being in that band. So losing that band kind of felt like, okay, it's time to figure out who I am. And at the same time that all that is happening, and I'm having like a personal reckoning, I have a great friend by the name of Ben Lovett who plays keys in Mumford and Sons, and Ben has this great company called Communion, and had asked me to come along and help out promoting shows. And I was like, hey Ben, like, thank you very much for this offer. I have no idea what this gig is. He's like, man, you'll figure it out, you'll be great at it. And I was so grateful to have anything to do. And I was still playing music in Nashville, and I had a great band with some friends right after Apache broke up. Yeah, while I was doing that gig, one of the guys at the company, a guy named Jesse Mann, one of my best pals, sent me a single of Brent's and was like, hey man, you need to book this guy. Love his music. And I was like, yeah, I'll book him for sure, but this is exactly what I want to do. Like, I love guy's music. And we met on that run of shows that I booked and really hit it off. We had a lot of mutual friends and connections. And yeah, he hit me up right after that. And I started playing with him for a few years. That was a lot of fun. I love Brent. Nice. I still talk to him all the time.
Now, I also heard, and I've seen this in a couple of, rig rundowns there, when you were working with Brent's cousin, the old fantastic producer, Dave Cobb, he gave you a guitar. Now,
yeah, he did.
Now, did you know Dave like well before that, or was that more of like a, hey, you're touring with my cousin, you're gonna need a good guitar, here you go?
You know, it was both. I knew Dave and had worked in the studio with Dave, actually with Apache Relay, and we had cut a Bruce Springsteen cover tune. I wish I could remember
Nebraska.
which one.
Yeah, off Nebraska.
Well, the State Trooper. Yeah, we did that tune, but we did another tune that I think that was on Born in the USA. It was for a compilation record. This is later, and we cut away, but it sounded important in Nashville, and that was my first time interacting with Dave. And Dave's I would call Dave, in my estimation, which may be short, but he's a guitar player's producer, and I've always loved working with Dave for that reason. We have a great time talking guitars and playing guitars, and he really gave me a very nice endorsement when Brent kind of brought my name up.
Nice.
To come play with him. And I was very, very grateful for him for that, but even more so grateful. Shortly after I got the gig, he hit me up and he's like, hey man, I got this telly. It's just collecting dust at the studio. I'm playing that guitar tonight, man. I love that thing. I was very grateful for him. I got a lot of good friends, man, and he's one of them, man.
I was gonna ask if you still played that, because I figure you don't get rid of a guitar like that.
Oh no, I would never. I've got that one out right now, and it's doing a lot of hard work for me.
I like it.
Every night this week. Yep, it's a great guitar.
Dave seems like a good friend to have. I can't remember. I was trying to think of this before we got on to do the interview. I've interviewed somebody else that Dave gave a guitar to, and I can't remember who it was.
He's the guitar angel. Yeah.
He seems, honestly, I would love to have him on the show just because, like, he seems like he's got so many good stories. Like, there's so many people that he's worked with and so many things. And I ran across it one time. I mean, he started doing session work in Atlanta for, like, Jermaine Dupri and Dallas Austin, all these hip-hop artists. And I want to ask him what some of those sessions were like. That had to be interesting.
Totally. And I've never really asked him about that when we've been working together. We're kind of on different stuff, but I did know that part of his history, and it checks out. I mean, he's such a brilliant music mind, you know, and he's a great rhythm guitar player. And once again, has such a beautiful right hand on that instrument from being a great drummer.
Yeah.
Great time. He's a man.
Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, talking about guitars, obviously seems like you love guitars. I don't
They're all right.
I don't think you're at the Joe Bonamassa level of guitar like collector. How high would you say you're on that scale?
Is anybody? Yeah.
How far would you say? Like, I mean, are you constantly looking to add guitars, or is it one of those things like you're like, okay, I've got enough, I'm good for right now?
You know what? I'm not constantly looking to add. If I'm being honest, I'm really not. I feel like I have to be forced by the universe and by my surroundings to purchase things. And I look at them as tools at this point. I do believe that for a lot of people, and myself included, songs are hidden inside a lot of different instruments, and some of purchasing instruments can be searching for those songs. And for me, I feel very content with this group that I have, but that doesn't mean I don't have a very strong working list of stuff that I would like to purchase. I'm at that point in my life where I have to temper that with keeping a happy marriage and household. And my wife is very cool in that regard, and she's very hip, and she supports a lot of it, but we keep it within reason.
She would not support the Joe Bonamassa level of collection.
You know, I don't know. Not yet.
Well, now, when you were out touring with Brent, you guys were opening for Chris Stapleton, and Chris Stapleton asked you to play some slide guitar on his songs.
Man, you're very well studied.
was that like a personal ask? Did he just like walk up to you one night and go, "Hey, you got a couple minutes tonight?" Or like how did that come about?
I mean, pretty much like that. Yeah.
Wow. Was that like a little bit mind blowing when you're like, "Oh, okay, I guess."
It wasn't a little bit. It was a lot of bit. It was colossal. It was earth shattering. I mean, I was such a fan, you know.
Yeah.
And I was very lucky to get to play with Chris. And once again, another great pal, and still keep up with him, and super grateful for all the opportunities that those guys have afforded me. And what a fun experience playing in a band, man.
Well, like, I mean, it's pretty wild when you think about it. I mean, like 3 years less than 3 years, you go from sort of finding yourself, thinking about yourself and promoting concerts to playing guitar with Chris Stapleton. Like, I mean, did you get any like pre-show jitters, or were you just going out there getting lost in the music?
I got a ton of pre-show jitters playing with Chris, man. That was, it was one thing going out and opening for him. I can definitely remember being like, "This is the craziest thing ever." I'm in this band of guys like not just Chris, Derek Mixon, JT Cure, Paul Franklin, Mickey Raphael, all these guys that are just my Mount Rushmore of musicians on all of their respective instruments. And that was colossal. And there were times when I felt like I was treading water trying to keep up with them because their musicianship was just so far away. It just blew my mind. But I definitely had a lot of jitters on that gig. It's funny you asked. I just brought this up. We were riding around on this bus this week, and we tell stories all the time. Yeah. Musicians together, that's what they do. And I remember we were at a truck stop the other day looking at all these crazy energy drinks, and I was telling the fellas, I remember one of the first shows that I played when I was properly in Chris's band. Somebody came in and brought us a platter of 5-hour energy shots before the show. No. I looked around, all these guys are getting ready to just toss them back, and I was like, well, I guess I'm in the club. I better, and my heart, palpitating, I probably did that with them more than 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 shows before I was like, man, this is really just not doing it for me. And they're like, you're drinking the whole thing, man? I'm just taking a sip off of it. I was
yeah, that's I
try to peer pressure, but
that's a little too much. That's a little too much energy before that.
Once I cut out of that, I think my pocket got a little bit better on the guitar.
Real quick, what was your favorite song to play with Chris?
That's a pretty easy one. He would really cut me loose on the slide on a couple of tunes. And in particular, there's a tune on his Traveler record called I Might As Well Get Stoned. And one of my heroes, Mr. Robbie Turner, plays an all-timer steel solo on that song. And I gave my best estimation of that as psychedelic as I can make it on my Gibson SG. And I have some tricks up my sleeve with that thing that kind of help me fake the pedal steel sound, if you're familiar with it. Yeah. And that was always really fun, but it got extra fun on the nights when Mr. Paul Franklin would be on that stage, and he and I would trade licks on that song, and we kind of constructed this fun solo where we'd come back together at the end after we'd each kind of played, and we did what we call a guitarmony part where we would play at the same time in a perfect harmony, and it was so fun. I looked forward to it every night. Missed playing that.
Oh man, that guitarmony is making me think Freebird Skinnerd in my head. Now switching from touring and becoming a full member of Old Crow, that it seems like a pretty big difference of being that touring musician to now being a full member of this new band. What would you say the biggest difference between the two is?
There's a couple of big differences. I mean, the biggest difference to begin with was within my first year of being in the band, it was suggested to me that I start learning some songs to sing lead on. Some tunes that have been in the band's repertoire and catalog for a long time, songs that I have a great deal of respect for. And that was crazy. I'd really never sung lead to speak of in my career, always kind of sing harmonies here and there, but that was I don't know, that was just a really strange notion that this band, once again, that I have so much respect for and have been a fan of for so long, is going to ask me to kind of lead a tune or two a night is really heavy. So that was why.
Well, now I'm guessing too, just on stage, because I've seen Old Crow several times there, and the show, I'm guessing it's a real different job on stage, I feel, than it was with Brent or Chris.
Yeah, you could say that.
I mean, yeah. Well, I mean, I feel like in Old Crow, you guys are basically like playing a round robin tournament on the instruments up there. Like it's just a constant switcheroo every time.
Yeah. It's a lot. It's crazy. I'm not envious of our crew members who have to keep up with what are they playing on this song? What instrument comes up next? Those guys have work cut out for them. Yeah, man, it's crazy, and it's such a involved performance all the way around, and playing with anybody. A little bit daunting when I first got on stage with these fellas. My first gig was right as we were kind of all coming out of the COVID zone in April of 2021, I believe. I'd been recording with the band for a few months before that, but we started off. My first time on stage with the band as a member was on the Grand Ole Opry stage, and that's a short performance. Yeah, kind of crazy. I mean, stepped on stage. Also, it's the first time I ever played dobro or banjo in a live setting ever. Was that night. And then I get out there and I see the bar that was set, I mean, really by Ketch, Secor, lead singer of the band.
Yeah.
And just the bar that he sets for performance and energy, I was like stunned. And I was like, oh man, I need to like really step it up to kind of be able to keep up, you know?
Yeah.
And that's another one of those great opportunities for growth that I'm super grateful for in this act. It's a very athletic performance night to night, and it has some very fun bits and some choreography at play, and people are doing dance bits, and it's a very entertaining show, and it's not something I really saw myself getting into. And when the opportunity came about, I just jumped at the chance. Like I keep saying, I was such a fan of the band. So
nice.
Yeah, it's
nice.
wild.
Well, now, obviously, one of the biggest songs that you guys have, the biggest, Wagon Wheel. You are on banjo for that, and like you said, that was the first time you played banjo on stage in a live performance. Did you really ever play before that, just like practicing on your own?
Yeah, I did very minimally, beginning in probably like 2007 or 8.
Okay.
I had a buddy with a good time banjo, and I strung it up and borrowed it from him for a very long time.
Nice.
And I kind of taught myself just the basic, really the left hand portion of the instrument. I didn't learn anything about the right hand portion until shortly before I joined the band. Total serendipity moment. It was the middle of it, and I was just trying to push myself, and had been given a banjo from a friend in the middle of COVID, and it was a very nice instrument, and I was very grateful for it, and I wanted to honor that gift by properly learning how to play it and not just how to fake it. And I'm still mainly faking that I can play it, but I can get around. You know, I like to say I have a speed limit on the banjo. I can't play super fast like a lot of the guys can, but I can really get the rolls going in the Scruggs style. And that
Nice.
A lot of the responsibilities kind of fall on me, but most of them lie in what we would call the mid-tempo zone tunes, you know, and Wheel is those, and I look forward to playing it every night, man. I mean, what a dream to get to make that many people happy every night. And I'm in awe of the writing on that tune. And, you know, I was like so many guys coming up in my zone that just I mean, my world got rocked by that tune when it came out. I can safely say it was still one of the first things I learned how to play on the banjo all those years ago. I just didn't get good at playing it until a few years ago.
Until you had to show.
That was like one of the very first chord progressions I learned on that instrument, and even just being able to pick it with a flat pick, and kind of fake it back then was enough for me.
Then you had to get better at it when you were with the band.
Yeah, right. Yes, up the bar a little bit, as it were. Yeah.
Well, now, you guys, like I said, are coming to Florida. You're coming to the Florida Theater. I mean, you've toured so much. Have you been to the Florida Theater before?
I know exactly where it is. I remember driving by it a couple times, but I don't know if I have played that one properly myself. You'll have to forgive me. Some of it's starting to run together. This past year for me has become the year where I'm like, I think I've been here before. I think. Yeah, but yeah, I would say chances are yes.
Yeah. Yeah.
I've definitely been in the Jacksonville area before. We have some family friends there, and I always look forward to being there.
Awesome. It is going to be a fantastic show. Florida Theater is a fantastic place. Mike, I don't want to take up any more of your time, but I do want to thank you for coming on the show today.
Dude, thanks for having me. This was a pleasure.
Absolutely. Listeners, make sure you check out Old Crow Medicine Show at the historic Florida Theater on April 4th. Right now, let's take a listen to Old Crow Medicine Show and Willie Watson with Miles Away right here on the Doc G Show. And we are back here on the Doc G Show. You just heard Old Crow Medicine Show, and you just heard me talking to Mike Harris, a lovely fella. Just a lovely fella, Mike, and a tremendous beard. My goodness, what a beard. He is
good beard.
He is one of those guys too that he has just done, like, he just gets around in the Nashville area. Like, I mean, just because he's like such an amazing guitarist, and because he's like done so much, he's just all around, man. Like, you just see him like in all these like big people. I mean, also playing with Chris Stapleton, touring with Chris Stapleton, being his guitarist. That's pretty wild. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
So anyways, shout out to Mike for coming on the show. We appreciate it. Mike, we need to move on to the fastest growing segment in the world.
Mike C, it's after.
That's correct. Now, Mike, I've got some horrible news for you. I didn't do this at all this way. I'm
really?
horribly unprepared. But here's what we're going to do. We're going to go through your list, and I'm going to go yay or nay with your list. I'm just gonna commentate on your list. And I tried to think of it, Mike. I tried to do it real quick before we came on the show. I was like, what do I like that other people don't like? Because listeners, if you were unaware, that's what we're doing this week. Things that we like that like no one else likes as far as food-wise. And I got to be honest, nothing was coming to me, Mike. I mean, I'm sure there are things, and maybe something that you say will spark the thoughts in my head.
Yeah.
But I couldn't think of anything. And you know me, Mike, I told you, I'm going through it. I didn't have enough time. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to let Mike's list lead the show. So, Mike,
you've done this before. You've had to do this before.
Do you have any honorable mentions, Mike?
Definitely.
Okay, what are honorable mentions?
Well, first of all, I did a Reddit search on this subject, and one of the most popular foods that people like that most people don't like is black olives. And I realized that must mean that a lot of people really like black olives, basically. Right? I mean, black olives.
Yeah, I like black olives.
I love black olives, especially on pizza. So anyways, okay, these are some random ones, and I think this might be a popular one as well. But fries and ice cream, and
I feel like that one's been phased out over time. Because back in the day, that used to be the deal. You know, you'd go to the old drive-through, and you'd get your like frosty like milkshake sort of deal. You'd get your fries, and you'd be dunking those things in there. You know.
Yeah.
But now that's, I feel like people would look at you like you're a sick freak if you're doing that, you know?
Well, for me, it's still a deal, so I'll still do that.
No judgment,
get a little frosty.
No judgment.
Yeah, I'm into it.
I like it.
Yeah, this is a random one as well. I can eat white onions raw, and I don't really have a problem with it. Not like I'm not going to bite into a white onion, but when I'm chopping them up, I'll grab quite a few slices and just go crazy.
Now, I would say more so yellow onions, Mike. Yellow onions are a little bit milder than when you start getting the true, like, white, you know? And, like, I mean, that's the Vidalia onion, right? You got the sweet onion. And that literally, you can make an onion sandwich then. And people do make onion sandwiches.
Really?
So I could get behind that. Like, I mean, you know, yellow and white onions definitely are not anywhere close. Like, now, if you said that about a red onion, I'd be like, you sick freak. What is wrong with you?
That's hard. That's too hard on the sinuses.
Because those things will stay with you for like a day and a half. Like, you'll be burping it up and you're like, when did I have onions? Last Tuesday. What the is that? Like, you know, those are... Whew, yeah, they are sinus openers. So I can get with you on the white onions. And I think some people would think you're a sick freak, but like I said, Mike, I'm a disposal, so you know.
Yeah, my wife thinks I'm insane for doing that, but hey, it's delicious. I can eat raw spinach, really any greens, and especially broccoli, totally by themselves without any kind of oil or any. I can just eat any kind of fresh greens just by themselves. And I actually prefer a spinach salad or even kale. No, nothing. I just put it in the bowl and I'll eat it.
That's pretty weird, Mike. I mean, I do it. But I do it to be healthy. I'm just like, okay, I need these vegetables. Just shove them in. Let's get these things done, you know? Like, it's not trying to, like, I'm not doing it because I like the taste of it. I'm just like, this is what I need to eat. Go. Like, so.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, for me, it's definitely, like, I half enjoy it and then half of it is pure laziness. I don't want to, like, have to do
No, like, if you gave me the choice of, like, can I get a nice oil and vinegar dressing based on bacon fat with that spinach salad? Yes, I will do that over it. You know?
It sounds delicious.
But anyways, what's next you got?
Okay, last one for the honorable mentions is I love Red's hot sauce on popcorn. Yeah, I know that's very weird. I know I definitely made a post about this on Facebook and I got a lot of pushback, but Red's hot sauce on popcorn and a lot of people are like, well, wouldn't that make the popcorn soggy? For sure, but if you put melted butter on popcorn, that also makes it soggy
a little bit,
unless you have like a little spray or something.
Now, do you do that, Mike? Do you mix it with butter or is it just straight hot sauce?
Well, most of the time when I make popcorn, I just do salt, but it's just straight hot sauce. I don't mix it with butter or anything.
You crazy MFer.
Yeah. It's pretty weird.
I mean, I'd eat it again. It's definitely not gonna. It's not gonna turn me away. But like,
well, it's delicious. I mean, I cook the popcorn in the coconut oil. I just think there's something there. It's delicious.
I mean, I could definitely see like. I mean, you know, that's the thing is most hot sauces have a good amount of butter. So if I cut that Frank's Red Hot with another half of butter, get out of town, man. All right, Mike, you're number 3.
Let's go. All right, number 3. I'm going to go in order from things that I eat the most to things that I eat. Well, from the things I eat the least. Okay, so number 3 for me would be well done steak.
Well done steak. Now,
I love well done steak.
I don't think I mean, I think there's a pretty even split in the population of this.
No, I looked it up. Well, hey, let's say, is this ChatGPT? But I said ChatGPT, out of 100 people, how many people like their steak well done? 10%.
I don't know if I believe that or not.
No?
I mean, I'd have to do some more digging on it. I feel like ChatGPT got that from an unreliable resource there. I mean, because, now, I think there's a lot of factors that go into it, Mike. But Mike, yeah, no, I would say it's more than 10%. Now, it definitely is a more majority that does not get them well done. But I would say, like, my guess would be like, if you include medium well and well done, I would say 35% of the population.
Yeah. I used to be a medium guy, but then my wife, she likes her steaks well done. Now I'm on board with it.
I'm a medium man.
Medium.
I'm a medium.
Yeah.
It's good for me. That's good for me. It's got a little red in there. It's got a little juice in there. I'm not sawing through cardboard. I enjoy it. All right. But don't get me wrong. If they bring it out well done, again, I'll eat it. The moral of the story, Mike, is I will eat anything you put in front of my face. Okay. Number 2.
Well, you went last week. We did top foods that you don't like.
Overrated. Right.
Yeah, overrated foods. And you brought up beer.
I did.
So I'm going to go with a liquid on this one, and this would be black coffee. And again, I'm going to go back to ChatGPT. ChatGPT said only about 25% of people my age like their coffee black. So 25% is like low. So I'm going to say black coffee.
Mike, with this one, I think I'll agree with the ChatGPT. I'll say that's probably right around there. Now, again, this one goes back to my beer thing, Mike. This one is like, I agree with you. Like, the whole reason that you are drinking, you're drinking coffee is for caffeine, right? So, like, the whole idea is get caffeine. So if you're not getting caffeine, like, what are you doing putting milk and all this other crap in there? You're wasting time. You're wasting calories. Just get the caffeine, right?
Exactly.
Number 1.
Yeah. Number 1 on my list is I can eat oatmeal, rolled oatmeal, with just milk, and that's totally cool with me.
Word.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think a lot of people know that you can eat rolled oatmeal with just milk. It doesn't have to be cooked. But I can definitely.
That's an interesting cereal, Mike.
Yeah. Well, it's not. I mean, I can eat it by itself. I have with just almond milk, but I mix my. I don't know if I've talked about this on the show. I think I have, or maybe with you. But, I mix. I do rolled flax, rolled oats, banana chips, and raisins. That's my cereal every day.
My gosh. No wonder you're an Adonis, Mike. You're just you're a machine. You put good fuel into your body, Mike. Okay.
I try, man. I try.
I like it, Mike.
Yeah.
That's a good list. Mike, like I said, I would eat everything on your honorable mentions and your top 3.
Cool.
Now, would I be a super fan of everything? No. But I don't think a lot of people would even eat it. So, there you go. Mike, what are we doing next week?
Next week, top 3 NBA playoff moments.
I love
We're
it.
in the playoffs right now.
I love it.
Let's list some moments.
I love it. Listeners, you're well aware. My list is going to be all Jordan moments.
So true.
I might have some honorable mentions that are not Jordan. There might be a couple that are outside of the Jordan box, so get ready for that. But the top 3 is definitely going to be all Jordan, so get ready. Mike, we've got 2 birthday suits here. Do you want the actress or do you want the basketball player? Speaking of playoffs.
Let's go basketball player.
Okay. I think you can get this one. I'm like 95% on this. Actually, a little bit higher. Arguably the best Detroit Piston of all time.
Isaiah Thomas?
Isaiah Thomas is correct. Yes. I feel like it's not even arguably. I mean, he is the best Detroit Piston of all time. I guess you could say, like, Dennis Rodman, but like Dennis Rodman didn't have nearly the accolades that he had when he was there, and no Joe Dumars. But anyways, he won a national championship at Indiana. Then he was selected number 2 overall by the Detroit Pistons. He was the assist leaders in 1985. He was a 7-time All-NBA player, a 12-time All-Star, a 2-time NBA champion, and in 1989 and 1990. And he did not get on the Dream Team mainly because of Michael Jordan. Well, actually, because everybody else knew that Michael Jordan didn't like him, and then they were worried about pissing Jordan off, so they didn't invite Isaiah Thomas.
Awesome.
Yeah. He is now, though, the head coach of the Saginaw Soul, Mike, an expansion team in the Basketball Super League, the BSL. So there you go. He's turning 64, Mike.
Nice.
64 for Isaiah Thomas. Happy birthday, Isaiah. Mike, here's our actress. Actress who was her first big break was in Interview with the Vampire as the child vampire. She was also in Bring It On, and in 2002 she played she played Mary Jane in Spider-Man. Name that birthday suit wearer.
Goodness. Let me get those initials.
KD.
Kristen Dunst.
There it is.
Yes.
Nicely done.
Kirsten Dunst.
I think it's Kristen. I want to say it's Kristen. I wrote down Kristen, but that maybe I just wrote it down wrong. Yes. Let me make sure, Mike. I want to say it's Kristen Dunst. I'm putting all my money on my. This might not be right. It's Kirsten, son of a bee.
Kirsten Dunst.
Kirsten Dunst. I got to be honest. She should change her name to Kristen. I'm going to be honest. Kirsten, like, come on. Really? I don't know. Does that draw you in, Mike? Kirsten? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Is she from California? That sounds like a Southern California name.
Well, she was born in Point Pleasant, New Jersey, Mike.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Yeah. But, I don't know. I mean, Kirsten just isn't doing it for me relative to Kristen. But anyways, it's her birthday, so her name is awesome, and it's the best name ever. And she was in the Interview with the Vampire when she was like 12. So there you go. Okay, she was 13, actually. 13. Think about that. Being a 13-year-old lady, real weird, and then you got to kiss Brad Pitt when you're 13, and he's like 36 or something like that.
Did that really happen?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, it's in the movie, man. In the movie. Anywho, happy birthday to Kirsten. Happy birthday to Isaiah. Happy birthday to Travis Scott. Mike, we need to wrap up this show. But I have been your host, Doc G. With me, as always, the one, the only, Mikey Maximus, the Fernicus, Charette.
Always a pleasure, Doc G. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. And until next week, zip it up and zip it out.
Zippity-doo-dah.